I'm sorry. You want to say hello? Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Okay, I'll turn the camera. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We have a lot of things that connect us. Apart from the fact that when you come around here, you see people that actually looks like you.
Right.
We have the university in Timbuktu. We have education in Egypt. And there are some ethnic groups in Africa that are so much interested in knowledge. That is why you see an Ifa priest.
Right.
Not just in this part of Africa. You go to Togo, you go to Ghana, you go to Sierra Leone, you see a Babalawo there. How come we have them everywhere? They seek for knowledge. They seek for knowledge. They have their own education. Every family house in Africa have how they train their children. We have folklore. How come there are so many similarities in certain part of US and us?
Right.
They tie their hair like scarf.
Right.
Like people around here.
I'm gonna tell you what they say. They will say the reason why you'll see similarities between black people in America and Africans is because the Africans stole it from the the Africans stole it from the black America, and then they'll say that the slave trade happened in reverse. So they captured slaves in America and sent them back to Africa, and then that's how the similarities came about. That's what they say.
Commonsensically, you understand that at a point in time in Africa, Africa was rising. And to show that Africa was rising, that was why we have different empires. We have kingdoms. We have the Oyo Empire. We have the Benin Empire. We have the Dahomey Empire. We have the Malian Empire. I can go on and on and on. The Fulani Emirates and the rest of them. It shows that this kingdom were very great. And history, the Arabs wrote about them. The Europeans, the Portuguese, in their archives, they wrote about them. The Spaniards, they wrote about those kingdoms. It was great. The reason why Africa had problem was that when they came, enslaved the Africans, took them away for hundreds of years. That slavery and colonialism took place. There was no development. It was at a standstill. While Europe was developing and the manpower they used was African manpower, the strength of Africans. And don't forget that in places like Louisiana, okay, let's use Charleston,
South Carolina.
or South Carolina. South Carolina, let's be specific, South Carolina. When you go to South Carolina, you understand, South Carolina is very similar to Africa. A lot of people were taken from Sierra Leone to South Carolina and other parts in West Africa to South Carolina, and they were skilled. In their previous country, they were planting rice. So some of those people they were taken from here, it was a skill. They became, now such people they were enslaved became very, very expensive. They already have a skill here. So when they take them to the Americas, for example, someone that is already a rice planter here, when they take them to the Americas, selling them in the auction block in places like Charleston or in South Carolina, where they have water and they have planters, they were planting rice in those areas, so they become expensive because you don't really have to train them. They already have the skill. In Louisiana, there are places that you go to in Louisiana, the balcony were made of iron, different designs of iron in the balcony. Now, people who made that there, those guys already have the skill of blacksmith here in Africa before they were taken there. So when they take such people to the auction block, they become expensive. But meanwhile, they are taking the human resources of Africa to the Americas. So why taking them away? Nobody is developing Africa. Africa remains redundant. They are developing the Americas. They developed Europe. There's a place in Liverpool called James Penny Lane. At the time, people were fighting that they should change that name from Penny. And the man was called James Penny, and that area was called Penny Lane. And people were fighting that they should change that name from Penny Lane to another name. Do you know why some people were fighting? Because that man was a notorious slave trader. Okay, so Liverpool, at the time, they were building slave ships. At the time, you see a lot of black people there, but it's an irony today. When you get there, hardly will you find a black man there. But at the time, everywhere you go to, there are black people that have been enslaved there. They built England. They built Europe. But why taking them away from Africa to the Americas? That time, who was building Africa? They were taking the energy. They were taking the human resource of Africa away from Africa. So Africa was redundant. But yet, we have natural resources. They took the human resources away and they came. They said they abolished the slave trade. They now brought in another policy called colonialism. So they've taken the human resources away. Now, they now began to deal with the natural resources. And they were taking our timbers away to Europe. They were taking our gold, our diamond, everything we have away. Around that time, no one was building Africa. When they said they want to civilize the people here, what was the outcome of the civilization? Ethnic strife, problem. And when you look around Africa today, it is still the same old story. So how come Africa is not developed today? Africa was dormant, was unsettled throughout the time that the slave trade took place here, throughout the time that they colonized us, and unfortunately, there are still places in Africa that are still being colonized. When I say being colonized, indirectly. In fact, it is directly, because there are some of our places in West Africa, for instance, that one, if they want to have a budget, they can't decide how much they spend. They have to go to their former colonizer, they have to give them their budget, and they decide the amount they will spend. So the same old thing is still going on in Africa. So how can Africa be developed? But yet it is possible if only the people themselves will come together. There should be a collaboration between Africans and their children in diaspora. We should learn to forgive each other. Every ethnic group should understand that we are all one. We have one battle to fight, and individually we cannot fight it. A tribe cannot fight it. We all have to come together. We have to meet and collaborate with our cousins in diaspora. They have to come home. This is their home. And the good thing about them is that some of them found out that they have different tribes of Africa inside of them. It is good for us, but this is our home. Our politicians, our government officials, people in the corridor of power in Africa must understand that we should encourage them to come and invest. Other people are coming to invest in Africa. Some people are coming to invest in Africa from other places, other continents, but do they have the interest of Africa at hand or at heart? But our cousins, our brothers and sisters in diaspora, we encourage them, if they come and invest here and they make profit, when they make the profit, they will go and spend it in the inner city, in the black communities, wherever they come from. Either it may be Trinidad and Tobago, it may be Suriname, it may be Barbados, it may be on the street of Chicago, they may be from anywhere there. They will spend that money they make from Africa among the descendants of Africans wherever they go to, and yet they still employ us, unlike some people who come to invest in Africa and they come with their own workers who don't have the degrees that Africans have. We need our brothers in diaspora to come here more. Let them come. They should not let anybody discourage them from coming here. They are from here. This is their land. They should come and invest in this place, because when they make their money, they spend it among us in wherever they come from. It is still the same tree that is spread everywhere. We need them to come. And I'm of the opinion that when black people want to come to Africa, one, there should be no visa fee. They should not stress them from coming home, especially when they are conscious of their origin. Don't use visa fee to discourage them. Encourage them to come. And we should be there to assist them. If they want to build a house here, they want to invest here, we should not make it difficult for them, because this is home. We say welcome. We should welcome them, embrace them with an open arm, because we know the truth of the events that take place. Whatever the conspiracy against us and our cousins in diaspora, whatever it is, it won't work, because the evidences are there. We are the same. The history is there. They are trying to change the history. No, I am not an Israelite. I'm a Yoruba man from Africa. Yes, I'm an African. I'm from West Africa. I'm related to people in Nigeria, Benin Republic, Togo, Sierra Leone. I have cousins in the UK. I have cousins in the Caribbean Islands. I have cousins in North America. We are related. We are everywhere. We are one. We should embrace each other. Don't let those who are trying to, in fact, who have started a propaganda to disunite us, well, it won't work out, because we have more similarities.
Okay, so you know where this propaganda came from? A lot of this information comes from the prison system. So they go to prison. A lot of them read these books. I don't know where the hell they get these books from. And they come out of prison with all these weird conspiracy theories and ideas. Huh?
Sir,
No, you gotta put that on camera.
what I'm trying to say is that
No.
we will be united.
Okay, go put that on camera. What you just said. Come on. Okay, all right.